Good afternoon. Welcome to the formal meeting of December 7th, 2022. We'll begin with an invocation from Police Chaplain Robert Fesmeyer.
You're invited to join me in prayer. Almighty God, loving Creator, Provider, and Protector, we acknowledge and we respect the offices of authority represented in this room. May we prove worthy of this sacred responsibility and trust, courageous to act on truth, humble to listen to opposing views, wisdom to seek right over wrong, and to live by a standard that exemplifies the very best in who we are and who you made us to be. Protect our protectors, bless and affirm the faithful servants that are the nameless backbone of the day-to-day operations, granting us a heart of gratitude for all you provide and your mercies that are new every morning. We pray this in your holy name. Amen.
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Councilwoman O'Brien, will you lead us?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll now call to order the meeting. Will the clerk call the roll?
Councilwoman Ansari.
Here.
Councilman DeCiccio.
Here.
Councilmember Garcia. Councilwoman Guardado.
Here.
Councilwoman O'Brien.
Here.
Councilwoman Stark.
Here.
Councilman Waring.
Here.
Vice Mayor Pastor.
Here.
Mayor Gallego.
Here. Mario Barajas is with us to provide interpretation. Mario, would you introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Hello, my name is Mario Barajas, and I'll be serving as today's Spanish interpreter. I'll now take a moment to introduce myself to our Spanish-speaking audience. Hola, buenas tardes. Bienvenidos a la reunión formal del Consejo Municipal. Yo soy Mario Barajas y estaré sirviéndoles hoy como intérprete a los de habla hispana. Deseamos pedirles de antemano, si es que van a dar un comentario público, por favor, hable despacio, con claridad y evite tener distracciones de fondo. Finalmente, pause después de cada una o dos oraciones para que podamos interpretar lo que esté diciendo de la manera más completa posible. Muchas gracias. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mario. Will the city clerk please read the 24-hour paragraph?
The titles of the following ordinance and resolution numbers on the agenda were available to the public at least 24 hours prior to this council meeting and therefore may be read by title or agenda item only. Ordinances number G6964 and 7053 through 7063, S48689 and 49194 through 49239, and resolution 22087.
Thank you. I'll turn to our city attorney to explain public comment.
Thank you, Mayor. Members of the public may speak for up to 2 minutes to comment on agenda items for public comment. Comments must be related to the agenda item and the action being considered by the council. General comments that go beyond the scope of the agenda item must be made in the citizen comment session at the end of the agenda. The City Council and staff cannot discuss or comment on matters relating to pending investigations, claims, or litigation. City Code requires speakers to present their comments in a respectful and courteous manner. Profane language, threats, or personal attacks on members of the public, council members, or staff are not allowed. A person who violates these rules will lose the opportunity to continue to speak.
Thank you. We'll go to item 1, boards and commissions. Vice Mayor.
Motion to approve mayor and city council's boards and commission nominations.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 We'll now swear in our boards and commission member. Thank you so much for your service. Please raise your right hand. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of the office of. State your office. According to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations, you are sworn in. The council members would love the opportunity to thank you personally, and we are so appreciative of your service. Congratulations. Thank you so much to our board and commission members. We so appreciate your advice and have made better policy decisions and had a stronger city thanks to our boards and commission members. We provide an advisory role to the state of Arizona on liquor license applications. I'll turn to the vice mayor for a motion on that portion of our agenda.
Motion to approve items 2 through 12 are recommended for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, nay? Passes unanimously. Of note, item 7 is related to the Arizona Super Bowl. City Clerk, are we ready for ordinances, resolutions, new business, planning, and zoning?
Yes, Mayor.
Vice Mayor, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve items 13 through 84 except the following. Items 20, 21, 31, 37, 39, 47, 57, 64, 73, 74, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, and 85. Noting that items 20 and 84 are as revised, item 78 is continued to February 15th, 2023. Items 52 and 79 are withdrawn. Item 85 is an add-on. And can the clerk confirm if there are any other items that should be excluded for in-person public comment?
Vice Mayor, no other items need to be added. Thank you.
Thank you. That's the motion. I need a second.
We have a
Second.
Any corrections? Roll call.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
DeCiccio.
Yes.
Guardado.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Waring.
Yes.
Pastor.
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Item 20 is union comments on the proposed changes to the Memorandum of Understanding. Do we have any union representatives in the audience who would like to speak? I want to note that on December 14th, the public will have the opportunity to comment on the proposals from labor organizations. Right. Roll call.
Ansari.
Yes.
DeCiccio.
Yes.
Garcia. Oh, I apologize, Mayor. There's no roll call for this item.
Okay, the directions I got said we were to ask for a roll call. We don't, the city attorney says
We need a
we just
roll
move
call.
on?
Okay, we will continue.
I'm so, and the vice mayor had noted I did
Need a
not ask her
motion
for a
on this,
motion.
or what are we doing?
Yes, I think right now we do need a motion to
Okay,
approve
thank
that.
you.
Sorry, I apologize.
Good job, Vice Mayor.
Yep,
Thank
yep.
you. I was like, wait a minute, we're moving too fast. I have a motion, item number 20.
Second.
Roll call.
Ansari,
Yes.
DeCiccio,
Yes.
Garcia, Guardado,
Yes.
O'Brien, Stark,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Pastor,
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Item 21 is the a proposed 35th Avenue and Carter Road annexation. Open the public hearing. Do we have anyone to comment? We will close the public hearing. We will not have a vote today. It's a public hearing only. We'll move to item 31, which is related to optical scan ballots. Do we have a motion?
I move item 31.
Second. Second.
Comments? Roll call.
Ansari,
Yes.
DeCiccio,
Yes.
Guardado,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Waring,
No.
Pastor,
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 7-1.
Item 37 is the request to amend the contract with Community Bridges for COVID-19 related outreach around people experiencing homelessness. Do we have a motion?
I move item 37.
Second.
Motion and a second. Comments? Roll call.
Ansari,
Yes.
DeCiccio,
No.
Guardado, O'Brien,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Pastor,
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 7-1.
39, request to enter into agreements to provide refugee and immigrant services. Do we have a motion?
I move item 39.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Councilwoman Ansari.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm very, very proud to support this item today. We worked very closely and directly with the International Rescue Committee and several of the other organizations that will be beneficiaries of this agreement, which is an allocation of up to $5.3 million in emergency funding to prevent homelessness, better integrate new and existing Phoenicians to our city, and continue to provide critical services like legal aid and medical case management for all. We have a large population of refugees in Phoenix and many refugees who have arrived over the past year and a half, especially most recently from Afghanistan. And these services are more important than ever. And I hope that they will show our newest residents and some of our most at-risk residents that Phoenix truly is a welcoming and inclusive city for everyone. I think about how my parents came to the U.S. around 43 years ago and were able to build a wonderful life very much because of organizations like this and partnerships like this. So I hope this will help many families moving forward. Immigrants have helped to build Phoenix and will continue to drive Phoenix into the future. So I am just very excited, proud to support this item, and I hope that it can be an ongoing partnership. Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional comments? We do have individuals, one speaker online. All right, roll call.
Ansari,
Yes.
DeCiccio, Guardado, O'Brien,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Pastor,
Woohoo, yes. Got one.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Item 47 is the Arizona Office of Economic Opportunity Partnership. Do we have a motion?
I move to approve items 47.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, noting that Council or Vice Mayor Pastor will not be participating. Any comments? Roll call.
Ansari,
Yes.
DeCiccio, Guardado, O'Brien,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 7-0.
We next move to item 57, which is adding sworn positions in fire department for staffing relief. Do we have a motion?
I move item 57, and woohoo, here we go.
We have a motion and a second. Councilwoman O'Brien.
Thank you, Mayor. I cannot express how important this vote is today. The current state that our city finds itself in regarding the massive influx of population over the last 10 years and the lack of keeping up with demand by building new fire stations and ensuring our staffing model adequately reflects the growth in demand is a critical conversation. And as chair of the Public Safety and Justice Subcommittee, the conversations we've had the last two meetings have pointed out the dire situation that should be eye-opening for all Phoenicians. About a year ago, I started speaking about this problem with the city manager. In my office, we discussed the current staffing equations that were being used and how we needed to update those. I stressed the need to revisit the model and how we could impact our future budgets by doing that. I met directly with leadership from the fire department and their respective associations to start discussions how we can best advocate in the GO bond effort and how we can work to ensure the continued funds needed for staffing will be available not just in this next year's budget, but in budgets in the future. I'm proud to say the GO bond package that we have on the agenda next week has over $83 million earmarked specifically for the fire department to build new stations. We've committed more to the fire department in the proposed GO bond than any other department or group. And this shows our dedication to our firefighters and our residents who rely on these emergency services. And I'm thankful to staff and our committee members for the GO bond for listening to the fire department, to our residents, and to City Council. As the daughter of a retired Phoenix firefighter, I know the value and importance these men and women bring to our city, and it's why I am proud to support additional funds to hire 58 new full-time positions within our fire department that will be ready to go at the beginning of the new fiscal year. As this city grows, we need to ensure our public safety services are adequately growing, and I think between today's vote and the future bond package, we're getting much closer to putting out the fire crisis. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman. I know this has been a priority for you since your campaign days. Councilwoman Ansari.
Thank you, Mayor. I also could not be more supportive of this item. Many of us have said it again and again, but we need to continue to reimagine how our city designs and funds public safety. We know that when it comes to the fire department, minutes matter, seconds matter, and where we spend our dollars matter. And we need to get back to national standards very quickly. I have very much enjoyed the several in-depth conversations that we've had in the Public Safety and Justice Subcommittee. I want to thank the chairwoman for her leadership there that have gotten us to this point, and to the fire department for providing excellent data to really show us how minutes do matter, how seconds matter, and many of you in the public may have seen the Phoenix Fire Crisis Campaign, which I also think provided really helpful data points to show why it's so imperative that we do get back to national standards when it comes to our response times for the fire department. So very excited to support this $7.8 million investment, which will include 58 new positions. Included in this are 24 positions for Fire Station number 62, which will break ground very soon. It's in District 7 and will service the Estrella region. I also know we're making incredible progress on our telehealth program, which will divert medical-related calls, which are not as urgent, to medical professionals instead of using up our fire resources. So we're headed in a great direction. I'm looking forward to continuing this work in the Public Safety and Justice Subcommittee and with the full council, and I will be voting yes today. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Ansari. Thank you for your work to make sure we are moving forward in the right direction. This certainly is an important vote for our city. It's been a top priority for our city leadership. So Jeff and Lori, thank you for your work on this area. It's unusual for us to be adding positions, particularly this many at this point in the budget year, but you saw a need and stepped up to address it. This is also a win for the United Phoenix Firefighters Association, which has been collecting data and trying to talk about how we can get to where we are today with the vote and making sure that we, again, make important decisions about coverage for our entire city. So looking forward to supporting this one as well. Roll call.
Ansari.
Yes.
DeCiccio. Guardado. O'Brien.
Yes.
Stark.
And just like the vice mayor would say, woohoo, yes.
Waring.
Yes.
Pastor.
Woo-hoo, we got this one. Mayor?
Yes.
8-0 passes. Thank you.
Item 64, I will ask the city clerk to read the title.
Item 64 is for ordinance G7062, an ordinance amending Chapter 36, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 12, Section 36-158, Schedule 1 of the Phoenix City Code relating to local speed limits at 27 locations.
Thank you. Do we have a motion?
I move item 64.
Second.
Second?
Motion and a second, and we'll turn to our transportation chairwoman for comments. Councilwoman Stark.
Thank you, Mayor. I know this is a rather routine title or amending of the code that comes to us, but I wanted to take the time to thank Keeney and his staff for all the good work they do, and in particular this time around. Just a month ago, we had a very large meeting with residents north of Thunderbird Road after two tragic accidents, and this portion of Thunderbird Road is between 7th Street and Cave Creek. And in today's amendment, you will see a reduction in speed along Thunderbird. And I really do want to thank Keeney for listening to the neighborhood and taking their concerns into consideration. So I am very pleased to support this. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Roll call.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
DeCiccio. Guardado.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Waring.
No.
Pastor.
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 7-1.
We now move to the planning and zoning portion of our agenda. Items 73 and 74 are related items in Council District 1. I will turn to Councilwoman O'Brien.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to deny items 73 and 74.
Yeah.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. We do have one virtual speaker. Dave Reichert, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor and members of council. I'm a little bit distraught with the fact that you're recommending denial when every recommending body coming up through the process, Village Planning Committee and City Council or Planning Commission, all, and as you said earlier, Mayor, the dedicated recommendations to make better land use in the area. We followed the council district office in terms of putting together other alternatives to this site. We checked 3 different times, emailed 3 different times. Nobody ever came forward to do multifamily on the site, and I think that's where Councilman O'Brien is and what she'd like to have done. However, that's not a very receptive idea in the neighborhood. And to the merits of this case, you have commercial property on it today. The property owner has owned it for over 10 years. It's been commercially zoned for over 20. No one has come forward since the daycare that was built on it to put any kind of development on it. What we're offering here is a special permit that ties it down to the specific use of single-level self-storage facilities. The access on Paradise Lane will be only for emergency use only. Today, it is wide open to the public. We are fulfilling the trail system along this property and doing substantial amount of construction. And again, I relate back to the Village Planning Committee and to the City Planning Commission votes. There were only one person on each who really had anything to say, and it seemed to be more of a, we are, if you will, sick and tired of self-storage facilities. But from our perspective, we have not any opposition from the neighborhood. And one more point, we believe that this will be a good neighbor and a very quiet, low-key neighbor. Thank you.
Thank you. Any comments?
Mayor. Thank you very much. This is a neighborhood I grew up in, and in a time where we are in a housing crisis. I expect that we could have opportunities for some housing here, and my office was willing to work with the applicant. So for those reasons, that is why I requested denial.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Thank you for being so intentional about land use. And for our staff, do we need two separate votes, or can we take them together?
Mayor, members of council, you can take them together. There's not a public hearing requirement for them.
Then this will be a vote on items 73 and 74. Roll call.
Ansari,
Yes.
DeCiccio, Guardado,
Yes.
O'Brien,
No. I mean, yes, sorry.
Stark,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Pastor, Gallego.
Yes.
The denial passes 8-0.
We next move to item 80, which is in the Vice Mayor's district. Do we have a motion?
I move to approve item 80 with a stipulation, but Alan, do you want me to do it here or we wait?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, you can read it now as part of your motion.
I'm just going to move this dip and then I'll explain it later. I move to approve item 80 PHO-1-22-Z-26-15-4 as approved by the Planning Commission and adoption of the related ordinance with the addition of stipulation number 9 as follows. The ground floor area of the development shall include a minimum of 14,300 square feet of non-residential uses. Non-residential uses shall not include lobby, exercise, reception areas, or other similar uses intended for exclusive use by residents. All non-residential uses shall front perimeter right away. I think it's right away, yeah. Not rights away, right away. Either way.
Second.
Okay.
Second.
We have a
Thank
motion
you.
and a second. Any additional comments? Vice Mayor.
Yeah, the reason this zoning case this was one of my first zoning cases when I entered office. And it was probably at that time I knew a little bit about zoning, but it was one of my most difficult cases at the time because it was my first case. And so I really worked with the developer and the neighborhood, trying to make sure there was some compatibility on what that whole area needed, and I worked really hard, and one of the pieces was the ground level area. And so I put a PUD over it, added some steps, added a timeline, and now they're asking for an extension, which I'm approving today for that extension, but with still the ground floor being activated in the way it needs to be activated. So that's why I proposed stipulation number 9.
Roll call.
Ansari,
Yes.
DeCiccio, Guardado, O'Brien,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Pastor,
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
We next move to 81, northwest corner of North Valley Parkway and Dove Valley Road. I understand we do not need a presentation. Open the public hearing. We have Larry Lazarus here to speak. Would you, only one speaker, would you like to speak?
Only if necessary.
Perfect. Close the public hearing, and I'll turn to Councilman Waring.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. A lot of work was put in on this by staff and the applicant. I appreciate it very much. They're doing some public good with some of the things that they're doing in this, and we appreciate it. So I'd like to make a motion to approve per the December 6th memo from the Planning Department Assistant Director.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Ansari,
Yes.
DeCiccio, Guardado,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Waring,
Yes.
Pastor,
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Woohoo. 82 is the southwest corner of 31st Avenue and Dynamite Boulevard. It is in District 1. Understand we do not need a staff report? We do need a staff report.
Mayor, members of council, Mr. Bednarik's going to give the staff presentation.
Mayor, members of the council, item 82 is Z16-22-1, a request to rezone a 5.04 acre site located approximately 300 feet south of the southwest corner of 31st Avenue and Dynamite Boulevard from S1 to R110 to allow single-family residential in Council District 1. Jump ahead to... Here's the subject site. Again, about a little over 5 acres. The proposed zoning is R110. Here's the surrounding zoning on the site. S1 in the immediate area, R16 immediately to the east, and then R18 and R16 to the north. The site plan here represents a significant reduction to the plan. It's tilted the wrong way, but ultimately there was more homes proposed originally as part of this. In response to concern, the developer reduced the size of the development, and you see what it is here today. There are stipulations in place that limit the height of the homes. This is a general elevation that was approved by the commission. The request, as it originally was presented, was denied by the Village Planning Committee 7-4. Again, that request was modified and reduced to the subdivision in the updated proposal. That was ultimately approved by the Planning Commission and addendum a staff report by a vote of 8-1. Staff recommends approval per the Planning Commission recommendation and adoption of the related ordinance. Mayor, happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Unless anyone has any comments, I'll open the public hearing. We have 2 individuals to testify. We'll begin with Julie Green, opposed, followed by Jerry Hughes.
Good afternoon. My name's Julie Green. I live directly touching the proposed development. What has happened over the past few months has been nothing short of a nightmare. Most of us out there have, well, everyone that owns S1 has an acre lot with 1 house. When this came to us and he wanted to put in 19 houses and 2 new streets on 6 acres, we couldn't believe what we were seeing. And I am grateful to the Deer Valley Planning Committee, Trelease, Ozzie, and all the rest of them that agreed, and some stated, to quote, "This is odd and improper," and James stated that this is a misfit for the area. What Mr. Schmeely has asked for is a change in his original zoning, but he does not regard the people that are surrounding this. This property is in the middle of S1. It's not at the end of a dead-end street. It doesn't back up to open space. There's not a mountain behind it. All the other developments around there that were previously approved have one of those factors, and they have less density. They're all restricted to 1 story. But this, for some reason, is okay to put in 2-story homes right behind several properties. I don't know, if we're going to compromise, all I'm asking you is to consider, if you're going to allow 14 homes in 5 acres, please make them all 1 story. I don't think that's too much to ask. There should be only 5 homes. I'm just asking you, consider the people around you. None of us have 2-story homes. These are homes that are now going to block property views. Some people have been there 23 years with nobody behind them. And just because Phoenix needs housing doesn't mean they need it on every little parcel of land out there. We have infrastructure problems out there. Jomax is not completed. Dixie Letta has on and off ramp problems. And you're just adding more problems to that area that's not even set to build. And there's more property for sale. And we can't just constantly say, Phoenix needs more housing, and we have to give it to them. Let's be thoughtful in what you're agreeing to before we just mass approve any building anywhere. Equal land should be treated equally, and our land around this is not being treated equally.
Thank you for your testimony. Jerry Hughes.
Hi, my name is Jerry Hughes. I want to thank you guys for your time. I am directly affected by the building because it's right across the street. The egress and ingress is right in front of my house. And I've been working with the builders, I've been working with my neighbors because I don't own a 1-acre home. So I've been trying to come up with a solution for everybody. And the only thing that I'm asking is that you guys make them put in a gated community so at least it will slow down the traffic. We already have speed bumps. We already have way too much traffic on 31st. And there's kids and school buses on each end of the block, which is 8 houses long. So it's twice a day. And I'm asking that you guys have a gated community where at least it slows down the traffic flow and it will be safer for the kids and for everybody else. And it's in front of my house, so I'm just trying to do what's best for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Ed Bull.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Ed Bull, 1850 North Central Avenue. I'm here on behalf of Randy and Betty Schmeely, the property owners and small business people who are single-family home builders. They've been in business for a long time. They want to build 14 single-family homes on this property. I have a PowerPoint that was turned in. I don't know if that can be queued up or not, and I'll run through it quickly because I think part of what's important is that we are here in compliance with the city's general plan, which would allow about double the density we're requesting. We're here with R16, R18, and R110 to the east and north of us and northwest of us, and we're requesting R110 for 14 single-family homes. We've already agreed that 10 or 11 of them would be 1 story. We can talk about that more if you want. Importantly, though, with respect to this site, in addition to it being in compliance with the general plan and consistent with other modern era development in the area at higher densities, we're at under 3 units per acre. We shrunk the acreage per request of neighbors and others in a neighborhood meeting and a village planning committee meeting. This is where we are now with respect to the site plan. Every lot outlined in blue we agreed would be 1 story going into the Planning Commission. The red one, the Commission asked us to make 1 story as well. The site is not a farm. It's just vacant land that's not farmable. This is the general plan. It allowed 2 to 5. We're substantially under that at 2.78. This is the surrounding zoning map that Josh already talked about. This is where we started out. More acreage. In particular, you can see what I refer to as the thumb that goes up north toward Dynamite. I don't know how I got all the way back there, but I did. Per requests from the Green family and suggestions at the Village Planning Committee, we eliminated that thumb and we eliminated the north-south street that went up to Dynamite. That, I understand, was not good enough, but here's where we eliminated the acreage and eliminated the street. That took us down to 14 lots. This is what we went to the commission with. This is what we came out of the commission with. With respect to addressing concerns, as you've trained me to do over the last 4 decades, we do everything we can to try to find solutions but still have viable developments, again, for single-family detached homes, which I believe is important that we provide. We reduced acreage, we changed the consideration many times, we agreed to more landscaping and buffering, and agreed to one-story homes on most of the lots. We appreciate staff and the Commission's recommendation. At least from our perspective, we did more than probably anybody else, other builder would have done, to address concerns voiced by some of the members of the Village Committee. We also, as was mentioned...
Thank you.
I have a couple questions.
We'll turn to the councilwoman for questions.
Mr. Bull, can you go back to the original plan that the builder had submitted?
The original plan?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So after the Village Planning Committee voted for denial and provided feedback to the developer, please, those 3 lots were removed.
Yeah, after a neighborhood meeting, before Village Planning Committee, we eliminated one of the lots on the east side of that north-south street. This is what we went to the Village Committee with. After the Village Committee, we eliminated the north-south street and the 3 lots.
Okay, and can you please put up the diagram of what it would look like today that went to Planning Commission? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
This is the plan that went to that we started the Planning Commission hearing with.
Okay. Oh, how cute. Sorry. You got to be distracted by the cute little baby.
I've been upstaged many times
All
before.
Right, we'll go on. Can you, so you added the lots highlighted in blue are limited 1 story?
Yes. And the commission, because Mrs. Green or Mr. Green, one or the other, who live immediately north of the lot that outlined in red, they have solar panels ground-mounted solar panels on the south edge of their lot. We were asked if we would make that lot 1 story. The Schmeeleys agreed to do so. This is what we came out of the Planning Commission.
And this was
with.
approved by Planning Commission.
Yes.
And so on October 31st, I had an hour-long meeting with Jerry Hughes and Julie Green, as well as the community members. And as a result, we postponed this case. It was to be on the November 2nd schedule. And you and I have been talking. Would the Schmeeleys be amenable to making all the lots 1-story homes?
All 14 of them 1 story?
All 14, yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. I will say that Mr. Bull did contact me earlier today regarding making this a gated and private street, and we spoke to streets about that, and there would be too much lot lossage given the fact that the builder has already given up 4 houses. So I think that because you're willing to he's willing to agree to have all 1 story, I'm ready to make my motion. Thank you, Mr. Bull.
Wonderful. Close the public hearing.
Who does they turn them to?
Thank you. If you could turn them in. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. I move to approve item 82, Z-16-22-1 per the Planning Commission recommendation and adoption of the related ordinance with a modification to stipulation number 3 to replace all of the stipulation language and have the updated stipulation read as follows. All lots within the development shall be limited to 1 story and 20 feet in height as approved by the Planning and Development Department.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any comments? Roll call.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
DeCiccio. Guardado. O'Brien.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Waring.
Yes.
Pastor.
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Thank you. We next go to 83, the northwest corner of 19th Avenue and Latanya Lane. think we have a brief staff report on this one, do we?
Mayor, members of the council, item 83 is PHO-2-22-Z-47-17-8, a request to modify approved stipulations for a planning hearing officer decision. The Planning Commission approved this request on October 6, 2022. The subject property is a 5.2-acre site located approximately 130 feet north of the northwest corner of 19th Avenue and Latona in Council District 8. Staff recommends approval of item 83 per the December 7th, 2022 memo from the PDD Assistant Director and adoption of the related ordinance.
Thank you. Open the public hearing. Jewel, the floor is yours.
Oh, can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for your time today. My name is Jewel Clark, and I live across the street from the proposed development on the 20th Avenue side. Our community is still one of open space with many homes on S1 property, horse riders, and active agriculture. And to preserve that, we've organized to advocate for the lowest density development possible for any new projects in our area. Now, while the density of 3.5 houses per acre for this development is higher than anyone wants, for this particular project, the practical result is an additional 2 houses. So heat mitigation is a serious concern for us, as it should be for the entire valley. And with the additional stipulations addressing that, and as I understand it, it's going to be more robust shade along the 19th Avenue and 20th Avenue streets, cooler pavement, and higher energy standards. The 2 extra houses, from my perspective, is a good compromise, and I appreciate you voting for all of those stipulations. In addition, we are grateful that elements of the Rio Montana plan have been added to the design, including at least 50% of homes with porches and staggered front setbacks, and are very happy in general that the developer, for all of us living around it for sure, has agreed to all single-story homes. That said, as a community with our historic agricultural and equestrian history, we are always going to oppose this level of density in principle and respectfully request that this application's density not be considered a precedent for future applications. I sincerely want to thank the developers, Councilmember Garcia and his staff and planning for working to find a middle ground that will provide benefits to both sides. And thank you again for your time.
Thank you for your testimony. I believe that's all the speakers we have for the public hearing. I will close the public hearing, and I believe Councilwoman Guardado has a motion.
Thank you, Mayor. I first would like to thank the applicant and the neighbors for coming together and being able to reach an agreement. Very thankful to Councilmember Garcia for all of his hard work on this case as well, and working with everyone together on this. And with that, I would like to move to approve item 83, PHO-2-22-Z-47-17-8 per the December 7th memo from the PPD Assistant Director, with an additional stipulation to read as follows. The developer shall pursue an alternative pavement for the street within the subdivision for the purpose of providing heat mitigation and be privately maintained by the homeowner association, subject to approval by the Street Transportation Department.
Second.
And our city clerk has shared with me that Kevin Zank did register to speak. Kevin, hearing the motion, are you comfortable moving forward? All right. And for those who are watching online, Kevin gave a thumbs up, so roll call.
Ansari.
Yes.
DeCiccio. Guardado.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Waring.
Yes.
Pastor.
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
And with that, we have now had votes today at formal that would enable construction of 908 units of housing. So another busy day for the Phoenix City Council. Also notable on housing, the Vice Mayor and I are working together to schedule an open meeting of the council related to mobile homes and housing policy around that. So more to come on that. And then we go to item 84, Mayo Boulevard between 40th Street and the Loop 101 freeway. believe we do not have a staff report on this one, so we'll just go to the public hearing. We have 3 individuals registered to speak, if necessary, all in support. We have Mark, Mike, and Caroline. Does anyone need to speak in support? All right. So we will open the public hearing, we will close the public hearing, and we will turn to Councilman Waring. Please.
Thank you. Motion to approve the IGA per the memo from staff with the following direction to staff. The median reduction in Tatum Boulevard should ensure that an average 24-foot landscape continues to exist within the future street cross section. CED to fund the construction of a traffic signal and associated street.
I'm sorry, this is Alan. I think we're on item 84, which is the general plan amendment.
Gotcha. Did I jump ahead?
Yes. You jumped ahead to, they both are tandem items.
I was so
for those that
excited.
are
You're right.
Watching. It's the
Too much paper in front
GPA,
of me. I
and
apologize.
item 85 implements the GPA, but we need to act on item 84 first.
I'll try not to fail you so miserably again. I apologize, Alan. Motion to approve per the Planning Commission recommendation and adopt the related resolution.
Second.
I like it. No muss, no fuss.
Any comments? Roll call.
Ansari.
Yes.
DeCiccio. Yes. Guardado.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Waring.
Yes.
Pastor.
Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
I'll turn to Councilman Waring for a motion and comments on 85.
Thank you. I was just trying to move us along, Mayor. I apologize. Motion to approve the IGA per the memo from staff with the following direction to staff. The median reduction in Tatum Boulevard should ensure that an average 24-foot landscape continues to exist within the future street cross section. This is so much easier the second time. CED to fund the construction of a traffic signal and associated street improvements at 56th Street and Pinnacle Peak Road to be reimbursed at the time of the auction of parcel SB4L. Prior to any Tatum Boulevard improvements from Deer Valley Drive to State Route 101 loop, it's not easy to say, Streets Department shall undertake a study with a public process before making modifications. And this motion addresses traffic mitigation measures resulting from the removal of the Mayo flyover from the Loop 101 freeway at the request of ASLD and concerns that were heard at the Desert View Village Planning Committee.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments? I'm looking forward to supporting this item. We have good partnerships with the State Land Department, and from Mayo Medical to USAA, we've had really exciting opportunities on state trust land, so the working together really benefits our community, and this is an important step forward for this parcel. I want to thank Josh Bednarik, Eric Broberg, Chris Mackey, and everyone who's been working on this important move. And Councilman Waring, you have been spending a lot of time on this, so thank you. Roll call.
Ansari.
Yes.
DeCiccio. Yes. Guardado.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Waring.
Yes.
Pastor.
Let me think about it. Yes.
Gallego.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Wonderful. Congratulations. That concludes the agendized portion of the council meeting, and we will now go to citizen comment. I will turn back to our city attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. During citizen comment, members of the public may address the City Council for up to 3 minutes on issues of interest or concern to them. The Arizona Open Meeting Law permits the City Council to listen to the comments but prohibits council members from discussing or acting on the matters presented. The citizen comment session is limited to 30 minutes.
Wonderful. Thank you. We will begin with Marcia Clark Campbell, followed by Ray Flores.
Thank you, Mayor, Council members. I have addressed this council with regard to homelessness at least 2 occasions, and I'm very pleased to say that I'm happy with all of the things that you guys have done, especially in the north with a CBI location. I have a friend who unfortunately is deceased last week, but the person was actually in that CBI location before they found a very nice apartment. But what I'm here to talk about is having a place to stay is nice, yes, that's step one. But what I'm discovering, because I have to deal with my friend's personal effects and so on, I'm discovering he did not have connectivity, internet connectivity, and I'm here to speak about that. Especially, I have not come to this meeting for a while, and I noticed that we have to register outside for comments, and people who do not have access, like not only homeless people, but I'm talking about people in general, older citizens who may not be internet savvy and who would like to make comments. I believe that the connectivity is what's missing for them to operate. Even, with a phone, if you don't have a smartphone, a lot of people say, well, hey, you have a smartphone, but, you don't have a computer. But some people don't even have a smartphone. So what I'm talking about today is internet connectivity for seniors, especially seniors. As I said, unfortunately, my friend passed away. He was 78, and I had no idea until now that I'm dealing with the personal effects that he had no internet connectivity. So that's what I came to talk about, and just want you guys to be aware, because as we go forward, everything's going to be paperless, and everybody's going to be, connected by computers. So that's what I came to talk about today. Thank you.
Thank you. Ray is next, followed by Martha Gutierrez. Reynaldo? Martha is next, followed by Carmen Prieto.
Buenas tardes. Básicamente, pedimos
Basically,
reconsideren
we ask
el rechazo a nuestra petición para que pongan en la agenda
that the
Porque
refusal
hay
of our petition
precedentes
to be added to the agenda
que permiten zonas de casas móviles en otros estados. Actualmente están desalojándonos porque quieren hacer una zona prohibida, dejándonos
Currently,
sin
they're
hogar
trying to create a prohibited zone.
aproximadamente a 45 familias. Les pedimos de su ayuda a nuestra petición. Muchas gracias.
And there's currently approximately 45 families that are being affected by this. And we thank you very much. And we have
Carmen, followed by Priscilla Salazar. Okay, Priscilla. Is Priscilla here? They're all outside? All right. We're sending the vice mayor in. Do we have Gonzalo Garcia? Gonzalo?
Buenas tardes. Yo vengo de el parqueadero Las Casitas y estamos actualmente siendo desalojados y
Good afternoon.
ustedes
I
nos han
live
rechazado
in
una
Las
petición
Casitas.
para
Señor González.
poder hacer
Gonzalo.
un espacio
Señor
de casas
Gonzalo.
móviles para que sean protegidos
Señor
de no
Gonzalo.
desalojarlos, para que no estén pasando por lo que nosotros estamos pasando.
Señor Gonzalo, ¿sí escucha el intérprete?
No.
No, no se escucha. ¿Le puedo pedir, por favor, si puede hacer pausas después de cada una o dos oraciones para que de esa manera
Ok.
podamos evitar una confusión? Gracias, señor. ¿Puede comenzar de nuevo?
Sí, yo vengo de parte de Las Casitas. Venimos
Yes, hi. I come from Las Casitas.
Venimos a hacer una petición de que no nos rechacen la petición que habíamos metido para que hagan una zona de casas móviles.
And we're here to file a petition so that you turn down the petition as far as mobile homes and prohibiting and making it no mobile home zone.
Nosotros básicamente ya estamos desalojados y lo que estamos pidiendo para otras familias en un futuro que no sean desalojadas.
And what we're asking for basically is that, well, we've been kicked out or vacated. And so we're just requesting this for future families that this won't happen to them.
Y les queremos pedir de favor que no hagan a un lado nuestra petición. Gracias.
And we ask as a favor that you don't ignore our petition. Thank you.
Carmen.
Hi, my name is Carmen. Sorry, I had to step out. These are my grandchildren. There were one that was born at the trailer park at my bedroom in my bed, and he's only a month old. And obviously, y'all know that those are our homes. We know, like he said, don't ignore our petition. I mean, we're not asking. We know, we get it. We got to move on. But we need time. We need our lawyers to really work for us. But they need to buy us out. Where are we going to live with $1,800? I have me and my two grandchildren. I have guardianship of them. Mother stepped down, and Laura even met her. So I have my two grandbabies now with me. And I need a place. We need a place.
We just don't want to be left out. We want them to hear us out. I know that every month we come, it's the same thing, but it's more stress. It's getting worse. My depression is hitting me, and I don't know. We need you to hear us out. We need the lawyers to work with us. We have other people that are working. La Campaña de los Pobres, Jesus and Sylvia's Law, they're the legal aid. We just haven't met them, so we feel with a lot of anxiety, just like everybody in our trailer park. We have all these children we got to take care of. We can't just live, we can't afford to be living babysitters. My daughter-in-law, she helped me with them because she got off of work and she thought, I'll go help you, Mom. Thanks to her. It's hard. These were our home for many years. It was okay. Now it's not. And we're scared if we move to another trailer park, same thing's gonna happen. That's why they should really consider it, make these trailer parks as zones. Maybe ours is too late, maybe it's not, I don't know. We're scared. I don't know, I told my daughter to move in with us all together, get a 5-bedroom house. It's not that easy with the perfect credit score. It's not that perfect. But I do want to thank, and I hope you guys reconsider and looking at our agenda again and consider a zone, not a private property. I thank you a lot.
Salvador is still here? Sal? Alondra Ruiz?
Good afternoon. Alondra Ruiz here from Periwinkle Mobile Home Parks. I'm here to request that you reconsider the denial that was emailed to Carmen about our citizens petition to have us be heard on the City of Phoenix City Council agenda. We are asking you to please reconsider. I think we were asked to reapply, but we already made that request, so we're basically here to ask to reconsider because we don't know what's going to happen. We are asking, that we get more legal advice, more legal opinions from other people, basically because even myself from Grand Canyon University, taking over our land or their land, and us, having our mobile home there that we owned, it's really confusing how the laws work because we don't even have a contract or a lease. Or any rental agreement from Grand Canyon University. So I don't know if this is even legal, what they're doing. So we are just asking for more legal advice. And the only way I feel that this can happen better is if we are put on the City of Phoenix agenda. And that's what we're here to request, that you reconsider the citizens petition that we put. I did the math of how many families are being affected between the 3 mobile home parks, Weldon Park and Las Casitas and Periwinkle Mobile Home Park. It's 140 families altogether that will be homeless in less than 6 months. Thank you.
Thank you. And just a note from earlier, the Vice Mayor and I are working to put together a meeting related to this, and very strong support from the council to do so. Ken Waters, are you still? And I guess why don't we, if we could translate that, I think. Could Mario?
Yes, Mayor, the interpreter did interpret that.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Thank you. It does, could you repeat in Spanish what we just said in English about the meeting coming up on mobile home?
Mayor, may the interpreter request if you can repeat that again, your last statement?
We're calling in Councilwoman Guardado.
Thank you. Sí, estamos trabajando para hacer una junta para poder hablar sobre este problema con las trailas. Gracias.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Thank you. Thank you for your patience.
I was supposed to speak on item number 80. I didn't get called. And now I'm reading for this for the very first time, the stipulation that the Vice Mayor just did. It was Josh has handed this to me. It says, Vice Mayor, in that stipulation that you added, which I'm grateful for, it says intended for exclusive use by the residents. How the developers were getting away with the loophole is they were going to add memberships to the community at large and put maybe the gym and fitness space into that commercial retail space. But, I'm the appellant. I'm the plaintiff on why this was even put on the agenda, the item for OmniNet at Pearson and Central. The bigger issue is I found out about that through dumb luck. The second sentence in their PUD was they were going to build a mixed-use, 14,990 square foot mixed-use project. Great. And the second sentence was clear as day. They were going to put it in. Through sheer dumb luck, I found out that after they got the entitlement, they were going to do away with all the retail there because the parking was so onerous and they didn't want to do the underground garage. But I thought, well, I guess that we have no recourse. But then when they went for the extension on this thing, I said, okay, we've got a moment of leverage here. So I fought this thing that they go back to the second sentence in their PUD. And what's what I found out is I took an inventory all up and down Central Avenue. I just went all the way down Central Avenue. The city is ruining Central Avenue by doing these 100% exclusive residential projects on our Main Street USA. Our city leadership, our staff, our planning commissions, our village planning committees, they should be viewing Central Avenue, the ground floor, as sacred territory. That's where the mixed-use commercial retail goes. But the developers are just wanting to put a project there and put, hey, it's like next to light rail. It's a great marketing amenity for them to tout, but it's not serving our Main Street USA the way we should. And all these there are 11 projects from McDowell up to Camelback, and only 2 of them are mixed use. The Muse at McDowell in Central, and then Tapestry on Central at Estrella Parkway. No, not Estrella Parkway. Right there at the Heard Museum. Everything north of that, 9 for 9, are just residential projects with no mixed use. Now, I'm glad the mayor, vice mayor got involved and saved the day on keeping that commercial aspect to it, but there is a bigger issue at play here, and the city of Phoenix really needs to wake up on what we're doing. We're ruining Central Avenue with all these 100% residential projects and not making a mixed use. Vice Mayor, I thank you for saving the day on this, and I thank the North Central News for getting involved in the story as well. So it's a wake-up call, and we saved the day on this one project, but the rest of them are, they're just doing 100% residential, and they're going to be doing it at Central and Camelback. The southwest corner, they're going to do an 8-story, and they're going to put 2,000 square feet of commercial in there. 2,000 square feet. I mean, come on, the whole bottom floor, they're going to basically be residential projects there, space. And that's the heart of uptown Phoenix. I mean, really? Are we going to just do these cookie-cutter, soulless projects of residential in the heart of our commercial areas? I mean, they're going to be there for 70 years, so we can't go back. So I just wanted to come back and give the city of Phoenix a heads up that we need to treat Central Avenue as sacred ground for dynamic mixed-use projects and not these 100% residential projects. So I thank you for your time.
So all I have to say is in end of January, February, we will be having a Central Phoenix meeting regarding all the projects going up.
Joel Castro? Joel Castro?
Hola, buen día.
Hello, good day.
A todos los señores del Consejo. Queremos
To all members of the City Council.
Queremos pedirles, por favor, tomen en cuenta la petición que hemos hecho anteriormente.
We want you to please take into account the petition that we presented previously.
Yo soy habitante de Weldon Court en la 16 calle.
¿Es habitante de dónde, señor?
Weldon Court.
Golden Court.
Weldon.
O Weldon. ¿Y puede hablar un poco más fuerte al micrófono, señor? Apenas lo escucho.
Okay.
And I'm a resident of Weldon Court.
Un lugar que quizás para ustedes sea insignificante, pero para nosotros es nuestro hogar.
Think that it might be insignificant.
Pero para nosotros es nuestro hogar.
But for us, that's our home.
Ahora nos quieren sacar y perderíamos el lugar donde muchos de nosotros invertimos nuestros ahorros para hacer de una simple traila nuestro hogar.
And now they want to kick us out where we've invested so much and we'd be losing out in something that we're calling our home, our trailer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. John Forsyth. John? Dominic Pesh.
How's it going? Good afternoon, City Council. My name is Dominic Petch. Hopefully you guys don't cut off my mic this time. I'm here today to sing a song about the biggest problems facing Phoenix right now. Spoiler alert, it's the MAGA Republicans. First, I want to give a shout out to Maricopa for having the best elections in the world. All right, guys, let's get it. This is for democracy. Is the mic on? Good. Let's go. I hopped off the plane at Phoenix, democracy on my mind. Welcome to the land of Maricopa County. It's the best of all time. Jumped in the booth, about to vote for the first time. Looked to my right, and the machines work just fine. This is all so amazing. Maricopa County, we praising. My tummy's turning and I'm feeling kind of anxious. Carrie Lake, she's so dangerous. I'm the vaccine man, and we got Katie Hobbs, and white supremacy is lost. White supremacy is lost, and white supremacy is lost. So I put my hands up, playing that song, The Butterflies Fly Away. Yeah.
And please stick to City of Phoenix topics. Thank you.
What's that?
Phoenix topics. Topics related to the City of Phoenix.
This is Phoenix. Maricopa County. Hold up.
Phoenix Municipal Government.
Oh, okay. Well, another problem here is that we are refusing to get vaccinated, okay? So you guys are putting my grandmother at risk, okay? So we need to mandate vaccines. City of Phoenix, I'm having trouble sleeping at night knowing that these people are science deniers. They refuse to get their 5th injection. Why can't we have more strict laws? I mean, look at the CCP right now. Look at the Communist Party of China. We should be having those types of restrictions in Phoenix to save lives. Okay, this is going to help everyone save lives, okay? Please obey the science. Let's go. I like us better when we're vaccinated. It makes it easier to feel safe. The only time we ever talk is when the booster's in our arms. I like us better when we're vaccinated. It makes it easier to feel safe. If you're unvaxxed, stay in bed. You're the reason grandma's dead. I like us better when we're vaccinated. Oh, 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 oh. Go and sing for Ukraine. Hit me up on IG, your boy Dom _ Let's save lives. Go get your booster shot. Protest Joe Rogan. Peace out.
On that note, we are adjourned.
Each person must wear a safety vest at all times. Safety vests, along with trash bags, will be supplied to you by ADOT. Remember